Welcome to standing abs. For this, you'll need a weight or a backpack filled with something, or maybe even a jug of water. First, we're going to get started with just our body weight. So reaching your arms up overhead, we're going to do a cross-body crunch, opposite elbow to opposite knee. Try to add an exhale as the knee and elbows come together. Elbow to knee and switch. This is the pace that I'm going at, but if at any time you need to slow that down, feel free. You can spend more time extending the arms up before drawing the knee in. Or even eliminate the arms raising and just bring the elbows to the knee from the shoulder if it's too much. Let's do 3 more on each side for 2. Last one, and a bonus one, and that's it. Shaking it out for a second, and now grabbing your weight. This can be as heavy as you need it to be. You just want to feel core engagement. So here we're doing a row the boat motion, or the figure 8. In this standing pose, my knees are softened. I'm not locking them out at any time. I'm allowing my torso to twist, but my hips to remain relatively stable. Since we're doing standing abs, it takes a lot more repetitions in order to get the core engaged. About 6 more on each side. Last 2. Last 1. Another bonus one, and now we'll lower that down. We're going to repeat a cross-body crunch here, but this time stay on the same side for 3 reps. 2, 3, and switch. Other side. Please notice the centering of the chest before the elbow to knee. So you've got that cross body really happening here. I know as we get tired, this might start to diminish, but do your best to get that flat to front, then twist toward that knee. 1 more on each side, 2, 3, and switch. Last 3, 2, 1, and extend. Stretching here for a moment. I'm grabbing a slightly heavier weight for the repetition of our row the boat. As you draw this figure 8, I really want you to think about the torso movement here. We keep our hips stable as we move our upper body, just like as if we were sitting in a canoe or a kayak. 4 more on each side. 3, 2, last one, and finish it out. Come back to standing. We'll reach our arms up overhead, bringing 1 elbow to 1 knee and repeating 3 times. Switching, same elbow, same knee. Standing side body crunch. And last repetitions on each side. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and reach your arms out to the side. Stretch a second, and grabbing your weight. Knees are soft here. Just circling the weight around the head and back. Here, the goal is to keep the torso stable while you have weight being displaced around the body. Here you can see the stability of the rib cage and hips. Let's do 3 more. And now reverse. If this isn't feeling challenging, likely your weight is a little too light to challenge your core stability. 5 more. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lowering the weight down, coming back to standing, widening your feet out into a sumo position with the toes pointing out and the knees tracking with the toes. Just a few sumo squats before we do the fuller pose. Socks can be a little tricky here. I'm somehow not sliding out, but if you need to take your socks off, please do. Stay down in the squat, bring your hands behind your head. Now, elbow to knee, only moving the torso, switching from side to side. This is obviously a very challenging pose since we're holding quite a long squat, so take breaks as you need to. 4 more on each side before we hold and do some pulses. And 2. Last one each side. Now we're going to hold over and pulse. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift up. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come all the way up. Extend and stretch. Grabbing your weight again. This could be heavier or lighter. We're going to do wood chopper. From here, your feet are a little wider than your hips. You're going to come down into a lunge and then extend the weight up into the air. Arms do remain straight here, focusing more on that torso and stabilizing the weight in the core as you raise your arms up. Let's do 5 more on this side. Last 2. Finish out your last rep, come back to center, and we'll switch sides. Same thing, start low and then go high. The legs are also helping this twist. You are allowing the hips to go with you when you reach that weight up overhead. If you can, really put your attention and awareness to the torso twisting. That will increase the abdominal activation. Just a few more repetitions. Last one, and come back to center. For this one, if you have a lower weight, I do recommend that. Spreading the legs a little bit wider, one foot pointing forward, kind of like a warrior 2. Knee can be bent. You're going to extend the weighted arm up overhead, and you're just going to lower and lift. This is kind of like a triangle pose, but also feel free to have your knee as bent as you need to. More important is this lift and lower of the torso while the shoulder girdle is stabilizing. Stay down here and hold. Should feel like a nice stretch at this point. Slowly lowering down, switching sides. In this pose, we want to be like in between 2 panes of glass. So our body is flat with a softened front knee as you lift and lower the torso. Couple more before we go into that hold. Staying down on this next one, holding here. Slowly come down, lowering the weight, back to standing, one leg behind the other, arms up, and we're going to do a leg kick where the arms and leg meet one another. The foot always comes back behind the other leg. Exhaling really helps as you rise. It also helps engage the core. Switching now to the other side. Same thing. Back leg goes back and you reach your hands toward your shin or foot if you can touch your foot. Really focusing on the exhale here. These are basically standing crunches. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. Get ready to copy me. Hand to foot, elbow to knee, cross body. Do it with me now. Here we go. And opposite hand to foot, same elbow to elbow, and cross body. Let's keep going. Sure, we might mess up. Just keep moving. Do something. Crunch, side crunch, whatever you need. And now we'll finish this out when we switch sides. So opposite hand to foot, same elbow, same foot, cross body. And follow along, because it's a mouthful. Last couple. Here we go. Hang in there. Last one. And extend and stretch. We did it. Oh my gosh. Now coming into a cool down. You'll keep one leg forward, coming into a low lunge with the knee up, just rocking forward and back. Optionally keeping your knee up, or you can lower it down and we'll just hang out in a deeper lunge, stretching those hip flexors in case they did a lot of the work today. Optionally adding a twist if that feels good. And then coming back into a hamstring stretch and flexing the foot. Here you try to lift your chest so that you have as neutral of a spine as you can. Slowly coming back up to standing, forward fold. Runner's lunge on the opposite side. Same thing here, you'll rock forward and back, squeezing the back leg glute so you get the best stretch for the front of the hip. Lowering the knee if you'd like to, twisting slightly with the torso, optionally adding the extended arm if you like. Heading back into that hamstring stretch, flexing the foot, the front leg is straight, and lifting your chest to get that back as flat as you can. Bend that front knee, draw the feet together in a forward fold. Walking out the legs, bending one knee and then the other. Coming up halfway, flat back, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep your arms out to the sides and all the way up, and relax your arms down by your sides. Thank you so much for joining me.